In previous class, we were talking about relationships and hope you have created a page layout on the previous one. Create a page layout for opportunity assignment 6. Yeah, post to that, we have spoke about any doubts you can raise it, and then if we are not able to find solution immediately, probably I'll get back to you on the next class. Yeah. Yeah. So we have come across a topic called relationships. Why we have to go for relationships? The issues of normal database is the number of columns issue, because in one single database table, which in our Salesforce we call it as object. So we have a limitation of number of columns on 1024 week. So we can't keep on adding the data on one single table, and that is one reason. And there is also redundancy of data, duplicate data if we go with one single database table, and there would be performance issues if we go with one single table. So that's the reason we have to go for relationships. So in Salesforce, we have uh, basically, there are 4 types of relationships. And this is the association, like one parent object can have how many child objects or one. So these are the 4 types of associations: one to one, one to many, one many to many, and many to one. And coming to the relationship types, or I would call relationship data types. So we have lookup relationship, master detail relationship, and the other 2 are external relationship, hierarchical relationship. Those 2 we omitted here because we have those topics on the later part. And in the previous class, I asked you to create one other Lightning application called Epic Insurance, so that you will be having more hands-on on creating the applications, custom applications. Hope you have created it. So while mapping the relationships among your 2 objects, so the main thing we have to do is we'll have to find out which is the parent object, which is the child object. And first step, second step is map the association among the object from child to the parent. So let's go. Yeah, let's go to our previous example where we have an organization which is having 10,000 employees, of which sales 7,000, service 2,000, and marketing 1,000. So many people are working in under different departments. So we were talking about employee object, which is having employee ID as the unique value. And just because we have limitation on number of columns, so we are going to create a relationship between another object called department object with our employee object. Okay. So here I have taken an example of employee numbers 1001 to 1005. Ravi is working as a sales manager. Kiran is working as sales executive. Ram is working as service engineer. Sushma as marketing executive, and Karthik as marketing executive. And coming to our department object, so here we have 4 departments, of which 3 are unique, and the sales department is present in Hyderabad as well as Bangalore. So based on the location, so sales, service, and marketing are our 3 departments. So by looking at this, we will have to, so our main objective is to first identify which is the parent object and which is the child object. So in our example, do you know which is the parent object and which is the child object? Can you make it from the table, from this objects, which is parent, which is child? Any guesses? Okay. All right. Let's go think on our general human heritage here, like inheritance. So there is a possibility like a single parent can have multiple childs, but a single child cannot have multiple parents, right? So same is the case. So a department can have multiple employees, right? Whereas one employee can work only under one department, right? So here from this analogy, we can understand that department is the parent object and our employee object is the child object. Okay. So this is like from where we made the conclusion is again, we will have to think on the associations, one to one, one to many. So a department can have multiple employees, right? But an employee cannot work in multiple departments. So this should be made as a parent. So we just need to identify which should be the parent and which should be the child. So we identified our department object is the parent object and our employee object is the child object. So what's our next step? Map the association among the objects from child to the parent. So we need to map the association from child to the parent. So here, how do we map the association? For that, we have to, you know, for mapping the association, we definitely need to have a field in common, which is called the ID field or the field which is used to uniquely identify or the lookup field. Okay. So here, since my department is the parent object, so I wanted to have uh, a field name department ID. So I'm going to have the same department IDs here as well, which I'm going to use as part of. Okay, so let us mark this department. So Ravi belongs to which department? Sales department, right? So sales is having D101 as the department ID and D102 as department ID. And I know that Ravi belongs to Hyderabad. So I need to mark it as D101. Okay. And Kiran belongs to D102. He's also a sales department. And Ram belongs to service D103. And Sushma belongs to marketing D104. So here, this particular field which I created in my child object is a relationship field, which is used to map the relationship from child to the parent. And this type of relationship is called lookup relationship, which is just having a lookup field as the association from my child object So this is what we need to do to identify any kind of relationship. So yes, we identified the parent object and the child object and then map the association from the child to the parent. So we have to create a relationship field inside the child object which references to the parent. Yes. So that is what we did, right? Between these two, we created. So we created a field called department ID field, which is a field of data type lookup. And this field is the department ID, which is in the our parent object. So that is how we are mapping the relationship from the child to the parent. And we have created a relationship type field inside the child object. Okay. So, as working on this, we would go ahead and, create two different objects, which is a part of assignment. So we will be creating an object called hiring manager and an object called position, and then we would be, mapping, creating a relationship field between them. First, we need to identify which is parent, which is child, and then we will be mapping the relationship between these two objects. So this you will be doing on your free time. And if you face any kind of issues, you would be, discussing it in our next class. So, so the assignment would be just create. Hope you all have created the talent acquisition application. So under that application, go to the object manager and go ahead and create a hiring manager object. So go to the object manager and try to create two different custom objects naming hiring manager and position. So give those labels out here. Okay. So let's proceed creating it. Mm. Yes. So these are the fields which optional features we are leaving all the default as it is, and deployment status it's deployed. Let me check on allow search. So whenever I use the Salesforce object search language, this object will appear in the search results. Allow nodes, launch new tab. Allow add nodes and attachments. It's like when I open that object, so I will have a relationship fields which are nodes and attachments, which I'll show you. launch a new custom tab wizard after saving. So a new tab will be created automatically. So by checking this checkbox, yeah, and click on save. Okay. Yeah, you can even select the tab style. So since this is, so we have the tab styles. Okay. Um, since this is people related, let's go with the, let's go with people, because hiring manager is all about dealing with the people, or, or finding out the right talent. Choose a homepage custom link to show as a splash on your first. So this pages we will have to create and enter a short description. Hiring manager for the talent group. Right, whatever kind of description you want, you can click on next. Apply one tab visibility to all the profiles, apply a different tab visibility. See, this is again, there is a concept called profiles, so which we would be talking about in later classes. So we have different kinds of profiles. In this example, again, we would be going and creating three different profiles: sales profile, service profile, and marketing profile. So these are three basic profiles, and we can even create more profiles if you want, like a sales manager and sales executive, two different profiles. So we can create like that. The profiles gives the level of access to the system. So here apply one tab visibility for all the profiles, or you can apply different tab visibility. So for the sales executives, I don't need to show a few of the fields which I want to hide it from them. So that I can do it by this tab visibility also. Click on next, and these are custom apps. Yeah, these are all the custom apps which are already available, which can be, make it visible to the add it to that profile or leave it. So we can save it, and yeah, so that is it. So see, our custom object hiring manager, and its API name is hiring manager underscore underscore C. So we have created an object called hiring manager. And now let us go ahead and create another object called position. So I'm allowing it in search again. I'm adding notes in attachments, custom tab, and save. New custom object tab. So tab settings. So position is again people related thing, or we'll go with one person. So presenter. It's just a tab style. I'll show you how it looks like. Give some description and click on next. Tab visibility to all profiles again. Click on next and save. Okay, so our another custom object named position has been created and the API name is position underscore underscore C. So now our task is to create a relationship field between hiring manager object and position object. So in this, how can you identify uh, which one is the parent or which one is the child? Yeah. So that we will have to again apply our associations one to one, one to many. So a position can have one single position can have only one hiring manager, right? Can a position have more than one hiring manager? It's no. And can one single hiring manager can hold multiple positions? Yes. So hiring managers will be usually assigned to different technologies to hire the people. So they can hire for different positions. So we are seeing one to many relationship from hiring manager to the position object. So our parent object is hiring manager and our child object is the position object. So now we need to create a field on the child object to map the relationship. So create a lookup relationship data field inside the position object, which references to hiring manager as parent. So that is where our lookup relationship comes into picture. So go to our object manager and position object. So we are in the position objects, go to fields and relationships. And here you need to create a field of type relationship data type of type lookup. So new field. What is the data type I need to use? It's lookup relationship data type. See here you can see master detail external lookup as well. So there were four types of relationships, right? Lookup, master detail, external lookup, and hierarchical. Hierarchical is like system defined kind of relationship where you cannot create a data type of its own, but yes, if you create an uh, you know, under the hierarchy, suppose I have a CEO and under him I have a vice president. So uh, that means they both have the hierarchical relationship, which is uh, Salesforce automatically has given, the CRM has automatically given the relationship between them based on the roles which we define. So that there is another concept called hierarchy. There is another concept called roles. So yes, we'll come across about it. So check the data type as lookup relationship, click on next. Yes, so here is where you will have to select your parent object. So I'm creating a lookup relationship data type field on the child object and I am relating it to my parent object. What is the parent object? It's hiring manager, right? See, here is my hiring manager. So I am relating it to my parent object. Select other object to which this object is related. So you will have to select the parent object, click on next. Yeah, here is one important aspect of a lookup relationship. So here you can see always require a field in this, require a value in this field in order to save the record. So in this case, Just give me 1 minute. I have a meeting request. Just hold on, guys, for 1 minute. Hi, Vikash. Hi, Madhu. Hi. Sorry for the disturbance. Yeah. So here we can see. Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
Okay. So here when we see there is a field always required. So if we check this checkbox, this field will be marked as required. Clear the value of this field. You can't choose this option if you make this field as required. Don't allow deletion of the lookup record. That's a part of lookup relationship. Add this field to the existing custom report types. So here, if you can see, there is one radio button and then the two checkboxes. So if I check this as required, this particular radio button will automatically move to here. The reason being we cannot allow deletion of the lookup field. So this is a different value where we will talk about it and later. So I'm going uh, so click on this next and and select select this page layout, the default page layout, and so click on save. See, we all can see a new lookup field has been created, and this is how it shows in the field. Yeah. So can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Actually, I got a meeting. I don't know, for this whole week. I have it at 8:30. So from tomorrow, we would be going half an hour ahead of our class time, like 7:30 IST, and then to 8:30, so that I can close this call and join that particular call. Sorry for that. Yeah, so we can see that now the relationship field has been created here, and we can see this in, see, we have something called schema builder, which is also used to create objects. And yeah, we will discuss this topic again in the coming classes. So here, these are the uh, custom objects which we have created. So I'm just removing these two because uh, I just want to show you how the relationship is being shown on this custom object. Yes, so this is how all the objects are shown. So I'm just clearing off all the objects. So I'm selecting only hiring manager and position object. So that we can see. So how are these related? We can see it in this particular uh, schema builder. So here we can see hiring manager and the position object, and even the relationship legend is also shown. So what type of relationship is this? It's a lookup relationship. And here the parent object is the hiring manager and position object is the child. And we can see one-to-many association between these two objects. So in the schema builder, we can see how each object is, related to other object, the relationship type and the type of association as well. So a schema builder is a canvas which is used to, create objects, as well as, we can visually view the objects on our canvas. So yes, so our relationship has been created from hiring manager to the position object. So this is how you need to create your lookup relationships in our Salesforce. And yeah, so this we have a couple of notes for the lookup relationship, of which I would explain you everything. Okay, see, lookup relationship provides only one to many association between the two objects. Yes. So we saw there was a one-to-many relationship from hiring manager to position object. A parent record can be associated with one or more child records. Yes, one hiring manager can handle more than one position. Lookup relationship can be applicable between the objects, even though the child object contains pre-existing records. So yes, this point is very important. So so let's say I already have a few records in my position object. So still I can associate a lookup relationship from hiring manager to position because this type is allowed. So even though the child object has pre-existing records, yes, we can map the lookup relationship. While creating a child record, lookup field is an optional field. So if we need to create any uh, objects, sorry, records in the child object, the lookup field is optional. We can either create it or leave it as it is. Child record may or may not be associated with the parent. So yeah, this is one more point. That's the reason it is like kind of loosely coupled relationship with where both the parent and child are individually controlled, but only the relationship exists as a lookup when I need some kind of fields which are not present in my child or which are not present in my parent. Yeah. Lookup relationship provides record is created by selecting the parent, then we can reparent the child to other parent records. Yeah, we can do this also in lookup relationships. Yes, how is like, so there is a relationship between parent and child, but the both parent and child behave independently. So we can either disconnect a child from a parent and connect it to the other parent. Yes, we can do reparenting in lookup relationship. While removing the parent record, only parent record will be get deleted child. Yes, there is, as I said, there won't be any dependency in lookup relationship, whereas in master detail it is. We can make lookup field as mandatory by selecting the required checkbox upon. So here we can mark it as required field, but this relationship will behave differently. That is when the child record, when the parent record has to be deleted, all the records in the child record has to be deleted and then only the parent record. So we usually don't go marking it as a required field on the relationship field. If the lookup field is required field, if the user tries to remove a parent, as I was talking, which is associated, the Salesforce won't allow to remove the parent record. So that's why we don't go and use this required field in the relationship data type. Remove the child, related child. Okay. So if we need to remove the parent, we need to remove the child records first, and then we need to, because we mark them as required. Otherwise, we can do reparenting as well. Yeah, an object can have maximum of 40 lookup relationship fields. Yes. So one single object can have maximum of 40 lookup relationship field. A child can be associated with maximum of 40 parents. Sharing settings and security settings of the child record is completely independent, as I was saying. So both the parent and child behave independently. They don't depend on each other in the lookup relationship. So both the child parent record and child record will have owner field. They are different. They might be different. They might be same. And roll up summary fields can't be applicable. What is roll up summary? We have a topic again. We would be talking about it. It's a summation kind of field which is used to create a new field within our object. So that is not possible in lookup relationship. We can make the standard object as a child and custom. See, I would be telling you about the relationship between a standard object and a custom object and the relationships between different custom objects. Yes, we have relationships already exist. Like account will have contact and opportunities, right? So it's a lookup relationship. So account and contact has a lookup relationship. So we would be talking about different relationships. So we can create lookup relationship between a standard object. We can make a standard object as a child and our custom object as parent. So we can do that. That is also possible. It will support to map lookup relationship on all combinations. Yes. So lookup will be supported on all combinations, maybe uh, child parent as the custom object and child as the uh, standard object. So that is also possible. Parent as the standard object and child as the custom object. That is also possible in lookup relationship only. So this is all about the lookup relationship. Uh, so our assignment for you is you will have to create this, configure a relationship between. So first you will have to create a hiring manager custom object. Second, you will have to create position custom object. And then on, so our basic two steps, identify parent and child objects. So here, since a hiring manager can have multiple positions, but a position cannot be assigned to multiple hiring managers. So hiring manager is the parent and position is the child. And now we will have to map the lookup relationship between the object. So we would be going ahead and creating a lookup or a field of data type lookup relationship on our position object, and we would be associating its parent object as the hiring manager object. So this is our task for today. And yes, yeah, so that is it for today. Don't mind me closing early because I have to be on the call. Yeah, for tomorrow, let us go ahead a half an hour earlier than our regular time. Please, for this week only, as I have the meeting series scheduled, you know, for the whole week. I don't know, they mentioned they have tracked me. Yeah, please, for this week. Yeah, that is it. Please complete the assignment number 8 and then come back tomorrow. Thank you.